Hello, this is Helen Chin Lu. I'm a certified reflexologist and a certified energy medicine practitioner. I am the owner and the founder of the Healing Place in Medfield, Mass. So here I am. I'm going to give you a Chakra 101 class. I'm going to talk about what are chakras, how many are there, where they're located, when you feel balanced, and when you don't feel balanced. So starting with what are chakras? Well, the word chakras mean Sanskrit, it means wheel of light. We have 7 main chakras and 21 minor chakras. This program is going to be emphasized only on the main 7 chakras. Here I am. I'm going to take my little cot, and my camera guy is going to zoom in, and I'm going to talk about all of the various chakras and basically where they're located and so forth and so on. So this way gives you a great idea how to begin. So your chakras, you have 7 main chakras starting at your groin and hip area, and then the 7th one is at the crown. The first chakra, which is right by your hip or your groin area, is about your foundation. It is red in color. It is about what your first chakra is about, is your foundation chakra, which means your home, your family, your spouse, your work, your happiness, seeds to your health. When this chakra is balanced, you're going to feel like you feel satisfied with your life. Everything feels like it's in place. And the organs that are associated with your first chakra has to do with your reproductive area, and also your lower back, your hips, and you're going all the way down to your legs. When this chakra is off, what happens, for example, I'm going to give this great example. When I first started my business in 2006, I did not understand why I was having tremendous amount of sciatic issues. And the sciatic came from my hips working all the way down to my legs. At the time, I met with my new teacher, Reese Thomas, at the Reese Thomas Energy Medicine School. And I mentioned to him at the time, my leg was absolutely killing me. And he asked me, what are you really afraid of in this moment? And so I told him I just started a business. In fact, I left my nonprofit and I opened up my business literally 2 days after I left that business. And here you are asking me about enrolling into energy medicine school. All of this occurred within, I would say, a 1-month period. So all of these changes, and what happened a lot of time is when you start to have sciatic issues, that is a fear of moving ahead. So what happens, the energy gets stagnant in your legs and you can't take a walk. So after he mentioned this to me, and I finally realized it made so much sense why the pain was in my legs. And after I recognized and accepted my fears, I learned how to release that energy out of my legs. And even to this day, 8 years later, whenever I have a new project, my hip starts to bother me, so I think it's really quite funny. Okay, now I'm going to go with the second chakra right underneath the belly button. It is orange and it is bright, and it's also basically turning clockwise if it's healthy, which I'm going to talk a little later about how they move. Your orange chakra is about your emotions. Your emotions is about not only how you feel about something, but how do you process information. So many of us feel on a very, very superficial level. So we know when something feels good and something feels off, but nobody ever talks about how does it feel to you. You know, you feel angry or you feel happy, but again, the anger might be layers of just a lot of type of anger. So the organs that are affected, so it's going to be your reproductive area, your lower GI tract, and also your lower back. In fact, people who have money issues are going to notice that they have a lot of back issues. So when it's balanced, you feel like you're in power. You feel like everything feels right. There's a definite balance in the way you feel. When it's off, hey, watch out for those backaches, and it could be extremely annoying. Okay, now we're going to talk about the third chakra, which is right at the solar plexus. This is about self-esteem. It is yellow. Again, if it's healthy, it's moving clockwise. And what this is about is how do you feel about what's going on in your life? Do you feel like you have power? Do you feel you have control? Do you enjoy what you do for work? So what is affected is managing your stomach, your spleen, your liver, and your middle of your back. So I have a lot of clients who come to me with digestive issues. So they hold a lot of information in terms of insecurity and just not feeling particularly good. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the obvious one. People said, well, it's all about love. Yeah, which is true. It is about love. But again, what that love needs to be comprised of is not only the love you have for others, but what about the love you have for yourself? Do you feel good about being in your skin? Do you feel like you're taking care of yourself? Are you healthy? Do you feel like you're being proactive? Or hopefully you're not drowning in your sorrows and your despair. So again, if the energy is moving healthy, it's moving clockwise in your chest. What does this affect? So your breast, your heart, respiratory, and your upper back. So in fact, a lot of people have a lot of tension in their upper backs. So one of the things that I want you to really recognize that you're sitting and trying to focus on this energy, I really want you to feel good about yourself. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the throat chakra, which is light blue in color. I'm hoping that you get the drift of all the colors because I didn't talk about all the various colors. So it's the sky blue. Your throat chakra is not only about speaking, but can you speak your truth? And one thing that unfortunately most people in our society have not been taught to speak the truth. So a lot of people's energy is either excessive or deficient. And I'm going to go into talking about that a little bit later. So from that chakra there, from your throat, it moves down into your shoulders and into your hands. In fact, when I was in my last job as an office manager, I used to start, because I was in such despair about working there, at the end of my, I would say, 6-year trial, the company was becoming a really hard environment to work with. There were so many people that were unhappy. And I was trying very hard to protect myself energetically. I got to the point I became sick continuously for no apparent reason. And I'm the kind of person, I never get sick. In fact, one of the things that really scared me was when I would hold things in my hands, things would drop out of my hands and I wouldn't know it. And I didn't realize as my throat chakra got smaller, because I couldn't say anything at that point, I didn't realize that how it was affecting my health. So really think about where you are in terms of your speaking and your ability to speak. I'm going to go on to the third eye chakra, which is right in between your eyebrows. It's a dark blue. This chakra represents your intuition. We all have the ability to be intuitive. In fact, so many of us have these thoughts in our head that jumps into our head, but we don't know how to process it. So a lot of us do not know how to use our intuition. So I call it the eyes behind the eyes. So as we start to shut down the what I call the third eye, some of us end up developing headaches. migraines, anything that affects your eyes, your ears. So you can imagine your face especially for those people who are in very unpleasant family situation or work situation. The people who constantly get migraines, these are the people that suffer the most. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the 7th chakra. The 7th chakra is located on top of your head. It's not necessarily affect any organs, but just has a lot to do with people who have, I would say, bad headaches on the top of their heads. This is the beginning of your new life. Thank you, and bye-bye.